It's Sunday night here. It's another late night. I seem to keep getting these late night videos in. Anyways, this is my final video for 2019. So naturally, I wanted to do one on New Year's resolutions. So, it's kind of a popular time of the year to really reflect on 2019 and then think about, how we want our life to be as we head into 2020. And one of the common things that people like to do is set New Year's resolutions. And, I'm not going to dig into New Year's resolutions too much. I mean, we all know kind of about them, but the statistics don't lie. And usually when, we set New Year's resolutions, we often don't achieve them. I mean, I think the funny gym statistic is like, you know, it's always full at the gym on January 1st, but come January 30th, like there's no one there. It's back to normal. That's sort of the expectation. So, so tonight on this video, I kind of want to talk to you about, kind of your mindset in approaching your goals for 2020, and really just wanted to give you some different ideas of how to approach it. And for some of you, this might be new, and some of you, it might not be. But if there's one parting thing that I can kind of say for focusing on the next year is that oftentimes we set goals and we look at our lives and, basically when we see a goal, when we see something in the future that we want, we see that thing as, being the ultimate source of happiness or something that, we really want to strive to achieve because it's going to make us happy. And one of the best things that I've learned in the last year is like you can be happy now in the position you're in and while you're pursuing the goal. So really, not looking at that end goal as like, oh, that's going to make me happy. Look at it now as like, this is right now where you're at in your life. This is the place where you can be happy from. So, that's sort of one of the things that I wanted to say. It's a great concept that comes from psycho-cybernetics. It's a book I talk about a lot. So I really like to share that one. And so going into, why I don't like New Year's resolutions. Well, honestly, I kind of look at it as sometimes it's like an impossible goal. And, a lot of people set these really big, massive goals for New Year's resolutions to sort of compensate for something that they've been missing, in the last year. It's a big weight goal or a big financial goal. And what ends up happening is that it's so big that they ultimately don't achieve it. And then, disappointment sets in, frustration sets in, and they eventually just drop the goal. And so they're kind of back to square one, almost in a worse position, because now they're like, man, I set these goals and couldn't achieve it again. What am I going to do now? I'm a failure, So really just shifting that mentality from New Year's resolutions to like, what can you do on a daily basis to really, just going to move my mouse away from that button there. I thought it was going to end the video. What can I do on a daily basis to like just keep that momentum going? So, one of the things I always really want people to focus on is like starting small with your goals, right? Make it so, your daily goals can be achievable, right? So if that just means getting a workout in, start with 5 minutes a day. Start by just doing some push-ups or some sit-ups or just going outside for a walk. If you can do that every day, that's a momentum builder, right? You'll find that 5 minutes will turn into 10 minutes, it'll turn into 15 minutes. And it's such a good place to be in when you can look back on your calendar or whatever you use to follow things and just, hey, you did it 7 out of 7 days. So that's one part. Second part is just using that sort of SMART goal formula. I'm not going to get into the details of it. Most people do know the SMART formula, but the biggest thing I'd say for that is just using, tangible goals to a degree that you're comfortable. So if you're comfortable setting a financial goal or, a weight goal, if that's an actual driver for you, if losing 10 pounds is something that motivates you, by all means do it. But if you're going to ultimately, if that actually bothers you and it frustrates you if you're not reaching that goal, maybe just focus on like, I want to live a healthier lifestyle. I want to eat different, healthy foods that will make me get that body type that I'm looking for. So there's sort of ways you can play around with that. And then the last thing I'd really say, again, I'm not going into, sorry, too much detail here with regards to the actual goal setting process, but keeping track of, your efforts, right? So how I like to do it, and I know instead of looking at New Year's resolutions, I set things on a quarterly basis. So I plan out everything over a 12-week period. And then from there, I've got a pretty cool process of how to do it. Again, I'm not setting these impossible goals. That term bothers me because impossible, you're just not going to do it. But, I set things as like, okay, what can I achieve in this 12-week period? And then how can I ramp it up just a little bit so that it's still going to push me, but I'm feeling confident every day that I can go after it. So I set quarterly goals, which then you break down into like a monthly, plan. So January 1st, I'm going to look at, okay, I've got the quarterly goals. How can I start in month one? How can I start tackling these? And then from there, I break it down into weekly. So every week, I like to use, it's called the Big Three. I got it from Michael Hyatt. And so basically, what I like to do is that every week I have three big things that I'm focused on achieving from that quarterly goal system. Three things. And if I get those three things, which most weeks I do, that to me is a win, right? You can have, smaller goals that are on that list, but if I hit those three things every single week, man, like you're going to hit those quarterly goals. This quarter, it was basically, I knocked it out of the park, right? In that way. And then what I like to do is take that weekly plan and break it down daily, right? So every day I've got a notebook and I write down, okay, what are the three things that I'm going to do today that help me achieve those goals on a weekly basis? So, again, if I can leave you with anything, just say, don't look at this as like a be all end all thing. Like, oh, New Year's resolutions, I have to set these or else. This is a process, right? Like I can tell you in the last year and a half that I've really been using the system I have, it didn't start out amazing. I set these massive goals, didn't achieve them, didn't feel great. And then, but from there you get flexible. You start to refine things a little bit more and you'll be amazed. Like you keep doing this, quarter after quarter, month after month, week after week. If you just follow a system, magic happens. It's pretty cool to see. So that's it. That's all I got for you today. Let me know in the comments of something that you're working on for next year. And like I said, I'm always happy to chat with people if they're kind of working for something and need a little bit of help. So I'm happy to do that. And most of all, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and look forward to sharing more with you guys in 2020. Bye for now.